Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning, everybody. What's happening? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and today is Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. We're going to be doing another one of these rundown videos for you guys today. I'm going to try to be a little bit brief. I've had an insane week this week. I got a couple of clients who have essentially been kicked off Shopify who are having to move over to BigCommerce. So I'm in the middle of a couple migrations. This will probably be a topic I'll make a dedicated video about. Shopify in the past, a lot of people have problems with Shopify payments, but even if you're not able to use or get kicked off of Shopify payments, you can stay on Shopify. You just have to use either PayPal or Authorize.net or your own merchant processor. And historically, Shopify hasn't dictated what people can and can't sell like a platform like an eBay or Amazon has. But more recently, we're seeing a lot of people being told by Shopify, you can't sell this product, you can't sell that product. And a lot of people are having to migrate over to BigCommerce. When I've spoken with the people over at BigCommerce, they've basically said that they take all the Shopify refugees. So, just a heads up, if you sell socks or something very mundane, you're probably safe. But if you sell anything outside the norm, there is a chance that Shopify could essentially kick you off the platform, or at the very least tell you can't sell certain products. And having to migrate to another site is a horrible experience. It's a ton of time, a ton of work. BigCommerce is not nearly as user-friendly as Shopify. So I love Shopify. I would love to continue to use Shopify, but I would be kind of hesitant to use Shopify again or have clients use Shopify if they sell anything outside of the norm. But I've been kind of busy with that all week this week, and by the time you guys are watching this video, I'm actually making this video a day ahead of time, but by the time you guys are probably watching this video, I think I will probably be on a plane. I'm flying out Wednesday morning. But I wanted to get a video out for you guys, and I'll try to get a Friday video out. I don't know that I'll have the time, but if I do, I'll try to get a video out. So today, Wednesday, since it's Wednesday for you guys, we're expecting a rate hike from the Fed today. Be interesting to see how markets kind of react to this. Coming off of the weekend, we had the second largest bank failure in history. First Republic Bank failed, 14th largest bank in the country, second largest bank failure of all time. This happens after a lot of the other big banks had pumped $30 billion into First Republic to try to save it. And we've also had over $300 billion pumped into the banking system as a whole. And it was kind of interesting to watch the markets on Monday. You would think second biggest bank failure in history, the entire banking system could potentially be unstable. And markets weren't up on Friday. I think the Dow was down like 50 points. S&P 500 was down like a 0.5% or 0.25%. I'm sorry, NASDAQ, and I think the S&P 500 was down like 0.002%. So kind of crazy to not see the markets really react to that. And again, today it's almost certain we're going to get a rate hike. Most likely will probably be a 25 basis point hike, but could be as high as 50 points. Yesterday we got some bad news. We got weak JOLTS numbers, poor factory orders, hot inflation in the EU, and a surprise RBA rate hike. So it wouldn't be out of the question for us to see a 50 basis point rate hike today. But I haven't. A lot of times we look at kind of how the markets finished up the day. I guess the markets have closed. What the hell? I'm in traffic. Let's look it up real quick. Dow. So yesterday, the Dow finished down 367 points. What do we got for the NASDAQ? NASDAQ finished down 1.42%, and the S&P 500 finished down 1.16%. Let's head over to CoinMarketCap, take a look at crypto prices. There's actually some pretty big crypto news today. I was kind of surprised the markets weren't down on this news. Bitcoin, we got up 3.48%, or I guess 3.11%, just changed. 3.11% on a 24-hour. Ethereum up 2.93% on the 24-hour, and BNB down about 1.18% on 24-hour. Bitcoin currently trading at 28,667, Ethereum at 1869, and BNB at 323. BNB has been holding above $300, kind of trading around that $320 to $330 mark. We got word out of the Biden administration today that they want to tax cryptocurrency mining. I believe they want to put a 30% tax on that. So that's kind of interesting, and we're kind of seeing this continued battering, this continued war on the crypto space. You know, a lot of people are upset that First Republic was essentially bailed out. JP Morgan wound up buying them. No, technically it should have been illegal for JP Morgan to buy First Republic. I believe there's some law where if a bank has over 10% of the country's deposits, they're not allowed to acquire other banks. I'm guessing that, you know, from a risk perspective, we don't want that much control in one bank's hands, and, you know, also because of like monopolies and things like that. People are getting upset about these bank bailouts. We've learned that there were 12 different billionaires who were bailed out with the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. And we kind of know the only reason Silicon Valley Bank was bailed out is because Gavin Newsom, you know, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, had his wineries money there as well as his wife's charity money. He's also a potential future presidential candidate. So, of course, we got to rescue the important people. And even Janet Yellen came out later and was like, yeah, we rescued SVB. We're probably not going to rescue other banks. So we know who matters in this country. I thought this was kind of interesting. I got an email today from Wealthfront. Wealthfront, obviously, you know, your money in their money market accounts or in their settlement accounts is insured. And also they have pretty high interest cash accounts. Well, Wealthfront, I believe they used to insure you up to $1 million or $2 million. Obviously, FDIC insurance is up to $250,000, but I guess Wealthfront spreads your money out across multiple bank accounts. And previously, I believe it was $1 million they'd insure you up to. They sent out an email the other day saying that they will insure you up to $5 million. Now, most Wealthfront users probably don't even have more money than the $250,000 FDIC insurance limit. But by throwing out this big number and saying we'll insure people who put money with us up to $5 million, you know, I think the idea there is to kind of really make people feel secure at a time when a lot of people are, you know, uncertain whether they can trust banks, and when a lot of people are either moving banks or pulling their money out of banks. Let's see, next story. E-commerce in Italy was up 18.6% year over year in 2022. So you might think, oh, wow, e-commerce is growing over in Europe and in Italy. Actually, most of that growth was actually due to increased prices due to inflation. So things are costing more, but e-commerce isn't necessarily growing in Italy. Next story, we got Pornhub. The adult site Pornhub has blocked the state of Utah from accessing their website. You guys may remember from a couple months ago on one of the videos, we had talked about how the state of Louisiana had made all the porn sites basically make you upload your driver's license and prove you're over 18 to be able to access their site. I guess Utah tried to do something similar, and in protest, Pornhub is just saying we're just going to block the entire state from accessing our site. Obviously, if you want to get around it, you can just use a VPN. It's not that hard, but you know, it is kind of a hassle for a lot of people. You know, in a lot of these videos, we talk about work from home. So got a couple notes about work from home. Lyft, in addition to recently doing layoffs, Lyft has recently announced that all employees need to be back into the office. I think it was at least 3 days a week. It may have been 5 days per week. We're starting to see more companies calling people back into the office. And I have a buddy who's actually a VP at an insurance company. And he was telling me that they have kind of started bringing people back into the office. I also thought this was interesting. So he said that they're advertising jobs as being either remote jobs or hybrid jobs. But he said in reality, they're not remote and they're not hybrid. What it is, it's in office 5 days a week. But if you have really, really good metrics, you can basically earn a work from home day. So this isn't remote work. This isn't even a true hybrid situation. This is basically as a reward. If you do really well, you might get a day here or there as a reward to work from home. But it's you know, I wouldn't classify that as a remote job or even a hybrid job. And I imagine a lot of people interviewing with him are going to be disappointed when they go out thinking they're interviewing for a remote job or a hybrid job, and they find out that no, you know, maybe once a month or once every couple months you'll earn a work from home day as a reward. And I also saw a discussion online that I thought was kind of interesting. So there's certain jobs that can be done easily from home. There's other jobs that can't really be done as easily from home. I think a lot of people agree that things like you know, certain types of marketing jobs and creative roles, it's better when there's collaboration and people are together. And you know, sometimes customer service needs to be, you know, in the office. Other times operations or fulfillment jobs need to be in the office. And I think in a lot of offices, when you have kind of splintered departments or splintered groups where some people are work from home and other people aren't, I think it fosters resentment. I think a lot of people are like, well, fuck, I want to go work on this other team. They're able to stay home and I have to come in here every day. And especially when it's rainy or snowy or maybe a day before a holiday, I think the people who have to come into the office are going to become kind of resentful and jealous. And I think sometimes it's just kind of easier to be like, you know what, let's cut out all the drama and just have everybody, everybody come into the office, and then we don't have to deal with some people being resentful or people wanting to switch departments to work in a department that is remote. Next story. Let's see, what do we got here? We got YouTube sees the third consecutive ad revenue decline. YouTube ad revenue declined 2.6% year over year. And YouTube's putting a much bigger focus on YouTube Shorts. It seems like YouTube's trying to compete with TikTok. YouTube wants to be the next TikTok, or doesn't want to continue losing users to TikTok. And that's kind of an interesting thing as well. Is YouTube ad revenue down because advertisers are cutting back, just in general? Or is YouTube ad revenue down because a lot of that ad money that maybe used to go to Google and YouTube is now going to, probably mainly TikTok, but maybe Pinterest and some other platforms as well. The number of creators uploading YouTube Shorts grew 80% in the last year. YouTube Shorts rolled out to television in November of 2022, so you can watch it on your TV. And YouTube plans to make Shorts more shoppable as well. And again, it looks like YouTube is trying to become the next TikTok. We've been waiting for years for Bed Bath & Beyond to go under. Well, they finally have. Bed Bath & Beyond and Bye Bye Baby are going bankrupt. And I was kind of surprised to see this stat. Bed Bath & Beyond accounted for 1.4% of all houseware and home furnishing sales. So that's kind of crazy. Some of these articles have talked about where are these shoppers going to go to now that Bed Bath & Beyond isn't around anymore. And kind of the three biggest players who are going to get these shoppers are going to be first Amazon, second Target, third Walmart, and fourth Home Goods. And I think it was almost evenly split. Like, the most people are going to Amazon, maybe 43%, maybe 30% going to Walmart, 30% going to Target, and then, Home Goods had a little bit of a chunk, and then kind of all the other stores. What else do we got here? Shopify employees are reportedly worried about layoffs. The company has canceled a number of in-person events leading up to earnings, which has a lot of people worried. In other news, Twitter is enabling an option for people to pay to bypass a paywall for specific articles. You guys have probably noticed that a lot more media outlets, a lot more news organizations, news websites, you try to go read a story and it's paywalled. You can't see the story without buying a subscription of the paper. Well, apparently Twitter has kind of worked out a deal with some of these papers to maybe, instead of paying $10 to subscribe to this thing monthly, maybe you can pay 50 cents or $1 to access a single article. I guess if an article really grabs your attention and you really want to read something, maybe you'll do that. Historically, this has been kind of a losing proposition, allowing people to buy a single article as opposed to fully subscribe to your paper or your media outlet. But it's kind of neat that Twitter is doing that. Let's see, other news, Amazon is shutting down Amazon Halo, a division which sells sleep trackers and other fitness devices. And TikTok is working on a new program to help pair influencers and brands. So it seems like TikTok's almost going to be a like an influencer marketing platform and agency in addition to the actual TikTok platform itself. So that's kind of the news for today. Like I said, I'll try to bring you guys a video on Friday if I got a chance to do so. If not, I will see you guys on Monday. If you guys enjoyed the video today, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button down below and ring the bell. And if there's any stories I missed or anything that, any thoughts, comments, opinions you guys want to drop, feel free to drop those down below as well. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Later. Peace. I'm out.